Shalom. Shabbat shalom. It is Friday night. The Sabbath day, the day of rest is here. So let's read. Isaiah 58. Shout aloud. Don't hold back. Shout aloud. Don't hold back. Shout aloud. Don't hold back. Raise your voice like a shofar. Proclaim to my people what rebels they are. To the house of Jacob, the house of Jacob, their sins. Oh yes, they seek me day after day, and claim to delight in knowing my ways, as if they were an upright nation, that have not abandoned the rulings of their God. They ask me for just rulings, and claim to take pleasure in closeness to God, asking, why should we fast if you don't see? Why mortify ourselves if you don't notice? Here's my answer, Yahweh says. When you fast, you go about doing whatever you like, while keeping your laborers hard at work. Your fast leads to quarreling and fighting, to lashing out with violent blows. On a day like today, fasting like yours will not make your voice heard on high. Is this the sort of fast that I want? A day when a person mortifies himself? Is the object to hang your head like a reed and spread sackcloth and ashes under yourself? Is that what you call a fast? A day that pleases Yahweh? This is what he says. Here is the sort of fast that I want, though. Verse 6. Isaiah 58. Verse 6. Here is the sort of fast that I want. Releasing those unjustly bound. Untying the thongs of the yoke. Letting the oppressed go free. Breaking every yoke. Sharing your food with the hungry. Taking the homeless poor into your house. Clothing the naked when you see them. Fulfilling your duty to your kinsmen. That's what fasting and breaking the bonds and undoing the heavy burdens is all about. Others, love. Then, when you do this, then your light will burst forth like the morning. Your new skin will quickly grow over your old wound. Your righteousness will precede you, and Yahweh's glory will follow you. Then you will call, and I will answer. You will cry, and he will say, here I am. If you remove your yoke from among you, and stop false accusations and slander. Generously offer your food to the hungry and meet the needs of the person in trouble. Then your light will rise in the darkness and your gloom become like the noonday sun. Yahweh will guide you. He will satisfy your needs in the desert, for real. He will satisfy your needs in the desert so that you will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose water never fails. You will rebuild the ancient ruins. It's happening now. You will rebuild the ancient ruins. Raise foundations from ages past and be called the repairer of broken walls. Rebuilding. It's happening now. And you will be called the repairer of broken walls, restorer of the streets to live in. Verse 13, this is lovely. Isaiah. If you hold back your foot on the Shabbat, the Sabbath, if you hold back your foot on the Shabbat from pursuing your own interests on his holy day, on my holy day, if you call the Shabbat a delight, Yahweh's holy day, worth honoring, then honor it by not doing your usual things and not pursuing your usual interests or speaking about them. If you do, you will find delight in Yahweh. I will make you ride upon the heights of the land and feed you with the heritage of your ancestors. Jacob, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. Today the Shabbat, starts at sundown, ends at sundown tomorrow. Not speaking our own ways and not thinking our own thoughts, not doing our own things. And we all know that Saturday is the day we go out and do our own thing and say our own words and do what we wanted to do all week when we couldn't do it because we was at work. We honored the boss at the job for the last 5 days. Why don't you honor the real boss now? Fast, yo. Pray. Fast, yo. Pray. Go to the park. Do that, though. Go to the park with the kids. And if you got good weather, go out there and play and break bread with your family. Yes, do that. But when you talk with them, speak about things that are good, things that are holy, things that are pure, things that are just, things that edify. Call this day a delight, and then your light will shine in the darkness. Since the beginning, this is how he put it. Let's read the beginning then. Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, along with everything in them. On the seventh day, God rested from his work which he had made. So he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and separated it as holy, because on that day God rested from all his work which he had created, so that it itself could produce. He worked 6 days, rested on the seventh, so the work that he put in for the last 6 days could produce itself. It's like a farmer going out planting seeds and tilling the ground and doing all the work, but then he got to go in a house and let the rain and the sun and the earth itself do the work. He let the work itself do the work. So you done put in this work for the last 5 days, and some of us had good weeks, and some of us had bad weeks, and some of us, went through things. Your car went down, and your bill collector calling, your landlord calling you, right? But it don't matter though. Let's rest from all of that and enter into his rest. And add to that fasting. Fasting.